Borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is a medical condition in which the sufferer often feel like they are on a roller coaster. It's not just because of your unstable emotions or relationships, but also having the sense of wavering of who you are, including the frequent change in self-image, goals, and even their likes and dislikes. Those things are unclear and confusing. Moreover, people with BPD are usually very sensitive. Some experts describe it as having an exposed nerve ending, because things can trigger intense reactions for them. Once they feel upset, they will be very hard to calm down. Their emotion is so vulnerable and they have inability to self-soothe leads to relationship turmoil and impulsive, even reckless. It's quite challenging to deal with people with BPD, especially if they are your loved ones. They are easily overwhelmed with their own emotions, and other people around them should know how to handle it. They are also unable to think straight or stay grounded. Moreover, they will also be easily feeling guilty or ashamed after they say something hurtful or act out in dangerous or inappropriate ways. Borderline personality disorder can be treated in order to minimize the symptoms. There are also coping skills that can be adapted to help people with BPD feel better and get back in control of their thoughts, feelings, and actions. In this video, you will know about the signs and symptoms of BPD, and the reasons which trigger this condition. I know it's not an easy thing to deal with BPD, but everyone can overcome it and get better. Signs and symptoms. Borderline personality disorder, BPD, has many different manifestations, but it requires the diagnosis from medical support or mental health professionals. However, you also can recognize its symptoms easily by analyzing the sign. Here are the symptoms of BPD which impact at many areas of your life. Fear of abandonment. Fear of abandonment is natural and almost every people experience this. But for people with BPD, the condition becomes very extreme. They are often terrified of being abandoned or left alone. Even when their partner arriving home late from work or going away for the weekend, they will experience the intense fear. Moreover, they will also attempt to make their loved ones always close. They may cling, beg, and start fight, and even track their loved ones' movements. In certain situations, people with BPD also will not hesitate to physically block the person from leaving. This behavior unfortunately gives the opposite effect, driving others away. Unstable relationships. You can easily recognize whether you are struggling with BPD or not from the way you maintain relationship. If you tend to have relationships that are intense and short-lived, it could be the sign that you are experiencing this. You don't need to effort more to fall in love. It is an easy thing to fall in love to someone you meet, and believing that each new person is the one who will make you feel whole. But at the same time, you also will be quickly disappointed. That's why, your relationship may look perfect at the beginning, but then turn to a horrible thing. Quickly, without any middle ground. You also tend to feel your lovers, friends, or family members have the emotional whiplash as a result of your rapid swings from idealization to devaluation, anger, and hate. unclear or shifting self-image. If you tend to have the unclear self-image and typically unstable, it could be the sign that you are experiencing BPD. Sometimes, you may feel good about yourself, but you also will be easily hate yourself or even view yourself as a bad person. You also don't have the clear idea of who you are and what you want in this life. That's why you often change your friends, jobs, lovers, religions, goals, values, and even your sexual identity. Impulsive, self-destructive behaviors. People with BPD also often do self-destructive behaviors, especially when they are upset. Do you also often do that way? When you're hurt or disappointed to someone or something, you engage in harmful, sensation-seeking behaviors. You also may impulsively spend money you can't afford, drive recklessly, binge eat, drive recklessly, shoplift, engage in risky sex, or overdo it with drugs or alcohol, and other negatively risky behaviors. Those may help you better for a while, but then will hurt you over the long term. Self-harm. As mentioned earlier, that people with BPD tend to do harmful behavior and neglect their own safety every when they feel sad or upset. In more severe condition, people with BPD have suicidal thought and even do suicidal behavior. They will deliberate self-harm, including making suicidal gestures or threats, or actually carrying out a suicide attempt. If you are experiencing this frequently, or know someone who are in this condition, it's the sign that you or that person you know are experiencing BPD. The common form of suicidal behavior is burning and cutting. Extreme emotional swings. If you are experiencing BPD, you also may be really easy to change your mood and feeling. You are happy one moment, and the next, you feel extremely sad. Even for the little things that other people brush off, you can be easily emotional mood changing. The intense mood swings passes very quickly, but it's usually lasting just a few minutes or hours. Chronic feelings of emptiness. You may feel so empty and alone. You feel like there is a hole or a void inside them. At the extreme, you may feel as if you're nothing or nobody. I know that this feeling is very uncomfortable, thus you decide to do harmful behavior such as risky sex, drugs, foods, and more. However, even you have tried so hard to fill the void with those things, nothing feels truly satisfying. Explosive anger. When you have BPD, you may also experience the explosive or intense anger. People with BPD have difficulty to controlling themselves once the fuse is lit, yelling, throwing things, or becoming completely consumed by rage. They have the short temper. Anger is not always directly outwards, but it's also can inward at yourself. Thus you may often spend a lot of time feeling angry at yourself even for little things you do. Feeling suspicious or out of touch with reality. Paranoia is another symptom of BPD. It's the condition in which you have the suspicious thoughts about others' motives. You may even lose the touch with reality when you are under the stress. In more severe condition, you may feel foggy, spaced out, or as if you're outside your own body. It's a condition usually called as dissociation. There are many causes of borderline personality disorder. First, it can be caused by the brain differences, because human brain are complex, especially people with BPD. Researchers are still untangling what it all means. If you have BPD, your brain will be highly alert, and you are more stressful and scary than other people. Your brain may also trigger many behaviors that aren't always appropriate to the situation at hand. It sounds that nothing you can do, but you can do coping response that can help yourself to minimize the symptoms, such as treatments, mindfulness, meditation, or the self-soothing technique. The more you practice, the more automatic these pathways will become.